Started the recording. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Hello and welcome everyone to episode 3 of the R6 Cos-Cast. Today we're joined by a very special guest in Rockkaebi. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Thank,
Everybody excited? Everybody excited?
yeah,
Episode
thank
3,
you for
here we go.
having me here. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Of
So,
course.
what are we going to touch on today?
Today we're going to touch on a bunch of more community-focused stuff. Obviously, we do have a fellow cosplayer in here today, so focus a lot on what's going on in the community, what got us into like Rainbow Six, and the effect the community has had on us individually, like events you've been to, how that's impacted you, and your hopes for the future, like events like at Invite. Obviously, we'll be talking a lot about Invite hype today, as that is right around the corner. I'm sure everybody is incredibly excited for that.
100%.
And then,
Uh,
and then of course we can touch on a little bit on the mid-season balancing. That's been a pretty hot button topic with how that's changed the gunplay of the game a little bit. We won't spend too much time on that, but it is something that happened pretty recently, and I do believe is in play for Invite, so that will affect that as well. And that'll just be the general topics for the day.
sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
Sounds good. All right. So, Rockkaebi, this is going to be your first invite, right?
Yes.
So there you go. Excited for it?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah,
Expectations?
I remember like before I started cosplaying, I saw the events, on Twitch and hyped up on the game, and I saw everyone's cosplays, and just how much fun everybody was having. I was just so excited. I've just always wanted to go. I've always wanted to be part of it, and now that I finally get to be part of it, it's just really like something that just like has really. I'm just super excited for it, really, and
So when did you first start cosplaying exactly?
I started around 2019, 2018. I started with just a really basic like the hammer scalpel Rockkaebi look.
Okay.
And then I got a cosplay from one of my friends. She sent me her old Rockkaebi cosplay, and I just kind of revamped it into mine. And
Okay.
that's where I started. And then I went into making Yana, which that took a really long time to make. And then I
I
put
can
together
imagine.
Ella. Yeah, I almost everything about it is custom.
Okay.
Um, I had to I wanted to make it as perfect, and I'm still trying to look
Mhm.
the best that I can as her. So I've went through a few different wigs, few different contacts until finally finding something that worked. And then on the side, I made Ella, and then I was given an Ash cosplay, so I made that my own too.
Nice.
And
Nice.
that's where we are now. Yeah.
So I imagine like starting your cosplay in 2019's got to be like not a rough start, but like kind of a hard start for R6 cosplayers, considering that that's just prior to COVID and everything. So this is 3 years waiting along for you at least, being at your
Yeah.
first invite. So
Yeah.
I can only imagine the excitement has been bottled for quite a long time. So uh, I've been to SI 2020, and that was a great event. So wherever your expectations are at, it's not too high. Trust me, everything's gonna be exactly the way you want it to be. SI is a really fun time. Nocturra has been there, so
Mm-hmm.
you can touch on that if he wants to as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Imagine.
the people you meet there, like, how do I put it? In Events are such a special thing because there are some people that like you will never imagine interacting with. There are some people that you can look up to and be like, man, I hope I can achieve what they've achieved, or get to meet them, get to have a conversation with them. And you may think I'll never get that chance, but Invite especially is just the
Mm,
perfect place to do that. There are so many big names that are out there just walking around, and I mean, a lot of times they are just like standing around just to meet fans, like just to talk to people. So it's really awesome getting to meet all those people again that you would never expect to be able to meet. um even people that you've never heard of before, like fellow cosplayers, right? It's a good way to establish some connections, get some friends going.
yep.
um and there will be times too where, yeah, you meet at Invite, and then all of a sudden you have like a new online friend that you're incredibly close with. I mean, Jay and I, we've been close for a while, but ironically we didn't even actually like talk at Invite.
Yeah, that's not at all. Yeah, and we've
But
been friends ever since though.
yeah.
So
That's amazing.
yeah. So SI is like really the big one where I'd say a lot of cosplayers from all over the place will end up like being together and meeting up and just having a really good time. Like we usually always have a good time. Period. You've seen it at Charlotte. You've seen it
Hmm.
at SI. knock. So it's like
Mhm.
SI is just like the big event, obviously, but it's just like it's always a great time because every cosplayer from everywhere usually ends up being there, and it's the one event that everybody waits for. As to where like compared to majors, usually it's more so the people who are within the region that will end up showing up. As to where SI is the one that everybody wants to be at. So it's gonna
Yes.
be a blast, 100%.
Oh,
Can't wait to
yeah,
see all your faces there.
I know, yeah, definitely. I'm excited to meet everybody across, all the cosplayer community, the artist community. There's
Mhm.
definitely a few artists that are going to be there that I'm excited to meet. One artist
Mhm.
said I'm going to see again from the major. Um, and I'm just excited to meet some of the other talent in the community as well, like the casters. I've talked to a few casters, talked with a few people from Ubisoft.
Mhm.
Excited to meet them, so it'll be great for that. And of course to watch the game.
Mhm. Yeah, of course.
Let's not forget
Games will
about
definitely
that.
be exciting. Hey, I think that was a really big part of SI 2020 was just the finals. That
Oh
was
yeah,
a very
Yes.
big
100%.
Cinderella story and made the 2020 experience even 10 times better than it already was. So trust me, the games will be very exciting, very very exciting. No doubt about that.
Yeah, the
Uh, yeah, you got it.
oh, I was about to say the games have a tendency, like even if you don't necessarily go for them, they do have a tendency to really draw you in once you're there. Those semi and quarterfinals, like I do remember, I can't remember which talent it was talk about it, but like there was, I remember in 2020, there was a bunch of like makeup, like their makeup staff and whatnot, and their offstage crew, right? Kind of like
Mhm.
wasn't invested like at all. They were just there, but then by the end, like they had their own favorite teams. Like it
Mhm.
has a way to draw you in, and I mean a good portion of that is as well, the talent, the community, like being able to lead you into it. But yeah, there's so many people that'll just go for just the experience, but end up being really invested in the games as well.
Yeah, yeah. The games like you don't even have to be a huge fan of Pro League play, but like you said, the games will draw you in though, just because of the excitement from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, I imagine 2020, not too many people probably were familiar with how the formatting and just how Pro League was, but like when everybody was flashing their lights in the crowd, that was just one experience that I think anybody who's a part of the scene would have wanted to be a part of, and it's amazing. It's just such an experience to be in that crowd.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? So, yeah. Any expectations that you have? Like what when you get there? What's the thing in your first thing in your mind once you enter the facility? Knock, you've been there, so you know what everything looks like.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Bree? We'll start with you.
So I mean, I expect it to be pretty similar to the major, like to definitely
Mm-hmm.
be overwhelmed by everything going on
Mm-hmm.
around me. And then on top of that, being in cosplay, because, we are going to be cosplaying.
Yep.
On top of that, and I've heard from Nick, Frisky Walrus, my boyfriend, that people will just stop you and take pictures and, talk, like, show
The usual.
appreciation for how
Yeah.
you look, and
Yep.
and it's always exciting for me to like meet people who appreciate my
Mm-hmm.
work, and on top of that I get to show that off at a big event.
Mm-hmm.
But then overall I think I'm just going to be really overwhelmed and also really just excited just to
Yeah, that's awesome.
be there, like.
Yeah,
So that's pretty much it for me on expectations.
it's awesome. Yeah. It's always gonna be a like. I feel like with when it comes to LAN events, usually the people that are around are the people who actually appreciate every single part of the community, which is why they're there. As to where, like, yeah, you'll get that bit of negativity online. We all experienced it. But when it comes to the actual LAN event, most like 90, not even like 95, 99% of the people there who are there usually appreciate any portion or part of the community. And it's always positive. I don't think I've ever had to
Yeah.
experience anything negative within the community when it came to a LAN event. So
Yeah.
when your expectations are up there, they're going to be up there, and it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be an
Yeah.
exciting time.
It's just like the major. I imagine the major was always just really positive. It was just a
Mhm.
great experience. Like, and I imagine SI to be
Mhm.
even better.
And the major was your first LAN, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Charlotte Major. Yeah, nice. Any expectations for you, Knock, when it comes to 2023?
I think I'm expecting to see a lot more cosplayers there this year than I saw in 2020. There was definitely a healthy bulk there in 2020, but I mean, for example, like Rockkaebi, like the first one she's going to, there's already one more person I know. I don't
Mhm.
know if there will be as much like other region cosplayers this year. I haven't seen quite as
Mhm.
much because there was a lot of, for example, like Germans that were at
Yeah.
SI 2020.
Yep.
I know a lot of them aren't necessarily the biggest on social media, or like they don't follow a lot of social media. So I mean, they could very well show up.
Yeah.
But while I am expecting to see more, I think it'll be a lot more localized this year.
Okay.
And then the only thing that I am curious about is, I mean, you guys maybe will speak on this. You were at Charlotte Major, but I do remember the testing booth for the next season kind of being a really, really neat selling point for Invite 2020. Yeah. But for the last few times, they've been putting the TTS out on the Friday, basically. I think like before the event was already done. So I'm curious if they'll kind of put emphasis back on that, given it's year 8, and kind of do the reveal more when everybody's there. And because to me, I know a lot of people didn't like put a lot of emphasis on it, but and I know some people were leaking stuff, and I'm not a fan of that. But I do remember one neat thing at Invite 2020 that was just, it was so cool to me. I don't know why, but I remember when before they showcased Ayana and Oryx, right? Of course, one of your cosplays. There was Oryx, right? And we were all testing him out, and like nobody knew he could jump up the hatch.
Really?
No, during testing,
not a single soul knew it. Yep.
Nobody knew, because who would have thought to try that, right? And then they showed the reveal, and then everyone who played tested was like, "Wait, we can do that?"
Yeah, I remember Nock telling me about that. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. So I think they'll definitely put some emphasis on the play testing, at least in SI. Just strictly because it's going to be the new year of Siege. So therefore, I feel like you got to put something like for the people at the event, because they haven't put any emphasis on like a creator show match or anything. So I imagine they'll probably try and keep this the playtesting probably exclusive to the event, maybe, so that, because I don't imagine, because think about it like this, right? They wouldn't want to do it on the Friday of the event, because then you're technically allowing leaks to go out for the reveal panel. I don't think that. So I think they'll keep it exclusive within the event, so that the recording stays there, and then when they do the reveal panel, it's fresh and new to everybody who's watching from home. So I do think they'll end up doing it just like SI 2020.
I hope.
Yeah, I don't think they'll give they'll put it in test server for people. I don't think they'll do that. Hopefully. It's just a smarter decision to just keep it within the
no, I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. Is there anything that you guys are hoping to like see, like, for example, just for like activity, like I say activities, but I guess just like things to do there this year? Because I mean, obviously we'll see the gift shop as normal, like that's pretty standard, the play testing, but like, I don't know, anything you guys are hoping to see there? Any boosts or anything?
I kind of said it already, but like I kind of want to see a creator show match. Like they haven't really said anything, but I want to see a creator show match though. Like, and they didn't put it on the event list, so that's what makes me like kind of skeptical. Like it might not happen, but yeah, I would like to see that. It was just awesome to see. Like I think 2020 it was NA versus EU. I forgot who was on EU. It was like Zoronic, Bikini,
Kanto, because I don't think Kanto was playing at that time.
He was.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
There was 3 other people. Was it Tio? I think. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong.
There an artist in there as well, like Fragment or something.
Was it Sausage maybe playing?
Oh yeah, Sausage.
Yeah. And then you had NA with Macy, Ammunition, I think one Brit. I forgot who the other 2 were. But yeah, we had that happen, and that was fun to watch, to be honest. Like it might have been the biggest thing, but it was something to watch in the meantime, when like the Pro League players were taking their breaks from everything. It was something to watch, and I hope they bring it back.
Yeah, that would be nice. Again, focus on the community. Like, I mean, SI did have an amazing focus on the community all in all. Yeah. I hope that returns. I don't think that's been as crazy in the last recent majors. Obviously, as you brought up at the beginning, there was a whole thing called a pandemic at the beginning, in where nobody could go to events, so it was kind of hard to focus on that stuff. But I mean, there was the cosplayer like little panel on the actual stage. They had we brought her up last episode. I still can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Yeah, but we had they put a spotlight on the cosplay community. And it felt great to see that.
Marukitsu.
Yeah, Marukitsu. There we go.
Thank you.
She made the Zofia video.
The Zofia, yes.
It was a really amazing video.
Yep. And I hope they kind of touch something on that with cosplayers again, because if it felt like there was something finally being brought up with cosplayers and they're spotlighting, they're showcasing the love for us, which they're technically doing as of right now too. It's kind of cool to see it at events as well. So, uh, yeah, I'm hoping that they do, like, because within the pandemic, it felt like they kind of were taking a bit of a break with the community. Like they weren't
Mm-hmm.
really like involving themselves with the community too much. And it felt like it was just disappearing, as to where now, like now that the hype is here, I feel like now we're starting to see it a little bit more again. So I hope that's something that stays and that stays consistent, rather than it just being only because it's the event and then it go away after. I would rather see them be consistent with the support and love they show, not just for our six cosplayers, but just the community in
Artists,
general.
you
Yeah,
know,
just
content
anybody in general.
creators. No, 100%. Because I think you hit the nail on the head there that it was really nice at SI, but then it kind of fell off. You said they kind of took a break, and that's pretty accurate. You know, it's. I mean, look at for example, like the twit, like a lot of the main Twitters. It was only recently again they started kind of putting clips and artworks like back up a showcase that they just find around, right?
Yep.
And those are great when you get up on there. You know, I see people that I know up
Motivates
there
you.
all the time, right? It gets
Yeah.
you wanting to get on your next cosplay project, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine, especially like in the case for you, right, Rockkaebi, like working on those cosplays while you're not sure when the next event is going to be. I'm sure some of those times it was like, do I want to do this today or do I just want to go watch a show?
Yeah.
All right.
As to where now, because when they show you that appreciation and support, now it's like, all right, I'm ready to do this now. They're recognizing the hard work, the talent, and effort it takes to put into these things. Because some people think it's just dressing up half the time. It's not. Like a lot of the time, it takes research to find the things that you have to put on. It takes a lot of effort and
You have to look
hours,
at
days,
thousands
weeks.
of
Yeah.
references.
Yep. Like
Oh
it
yeah.
takes a lot of like effort to actually put together like a cosplay that you're gonna end up yourself enjoying and loving. Because and then it's not about accuracy, it's not about who's the best. It's just about, as long as you're happy and satisfied with the end result of your own product, that's what matters. And a lot of people don't realize that that takes hours, days, weeks to months. Even I know cosplayers who take years to finish a cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's the effort that matters, and I think that's something that's always like cool to see when the Rainbow Six theirself recognizes the effort that's put in to that. So
Dedication.
yep,
Sure.
it's always awesome to see.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah. Anything else we were talking about?
Yeah, there was some activity that I was definitely looking forward to see at SI. I was definitely looking forward to the meme invitational, like where they bring the creators in for to play against each other.
That's kind of like what I was thinking about before.
I
Like,
want
so
to
like I
see
don't know
that.
what they
Yeah.
do with that exactly now. Like, I'm not sure if that's considered the Creator Cup anymore, if that's its own thing. That's where I was trying to like
It was a
itch at.
separate thing, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Okay. Oh,
But
okay.
I think like they replaced like Meme Invitational with the Creators Cup last time.
Yeah, I think the last 2 years that's what they did. They just replaced Creator Cup just with me Invitational.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think what sparked that, honestly, I could be completely wrong, but I think what sparked that was when Russian Badger was in the Raleigh Major Creator Cup. He kind of said like, I don't want to sweat because we already watched all the Pro League players pretty much do that in the Creator
Yeah.
Cup. So like, why can't we just meme around and have fun? So I think that's where
Exactly.
the Meme Invitational kind of took over, and they're trying to make creators. They want to show creators love, but we're also trying to like let's have some fun. We see these players sweat enough as it is, so let's try and have some fun here.
There's that, yeah. I also heard from other people who went to like the Paris Major and whatnot that they had like little drone races, like where they race drones.
Okay,
That would have been cool. That would be pretty cool to see, like at the Invitational. I don't really know if that's going to be a thing, but that would be cool to see. Another thing too is I remember from the other invitationals they put up people's artworks for everyone to see. That'd be cool, like see like a little gallery of artwork. And and as you guys touch up on a little bit, I would love to see some recognition for cosplayers and artists' work. Like maybe like how Ubisoft recently did an event in the UK where Hawks Gamer was given an award.
Yep.
Like that would be cool to see at Invitational, like community awards. Like
so that actually would be that'd be
people
awesome.
being appreciated for their work, dedication in the community, and for
that would be awesome. Yeah. That would definitely be cool to see. Yeah, like again, it just comes down to like I hope like Ubisoft or Rainbow stays consistent with like the amount of like the love and support and like just recognizing that there's artists, there's cosplayers, there's talent out there that I think deserves recognition. So I
For
just hope
sure.
they stay consistent with showing that.
Oh,
Definitely, they
100%.
really should keep consistent with that, and that just kind of keeps us, wanting to stay in the community because you
Yeah,
had the people who fell out of the community because they probably felt like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, like
yeah.
my work's not getting
It
recognized,
felt
or so
stale
they
at
just
some point.
fell
Yeah.
out of it. Yeah, and
Hmm.
I hope they definitely hype that up and bring it back into the invitational and make it something for everybody to just.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. Is there anybody like specific or like you don't have to say so, but if there anybody specific you're like excited to see at Invitation that you haven't met yet, maybe any names?
Retro and Bongo.
Retro,
We
retro
we've we
manga. Yeah.
definitely talked a few times about going out to like there's this place called Poutineville. Like they want to go there. I think we're going on Thursday night, but we get into Montreal.
Hmm.
I mean, I would love to like go, hang out with them and whatnot, and exchange stickers and gifts and everything because that's what we were planning on doing. I'm
Yeah.
definitely excited to meet both of them. Definitely excited to meet like people like Nookie, like
Hmm.
RFX Warden.
Hmm.
Excited to see Alfie again.
Yeah.
The guy that owns it's the Alfie show all the time. Every time he's at an event, um,
Anytime. Alfie's the energy. Alfie
is
is
the
definitely the
Alfie
energy.
show. They need to rename Invitational to the Alfie show. But just literally, and then of course the usual like the cosplay friend group, like with Nick, with Big Buck Beard, Jay. There's like a little like a group of like 15 or so people that always just kind of congregate together, cosplayers, and we always we have the dumbest time. We like recite memes, and it's just like a hive mind where we just like be dumb, and it's just so fun.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm excited for that for
How
sure.
about you, Knock? Anybody specific or just anybody generally that you're excited to see? Other than me.
uh,
It's like, nah, I'm fine.
Me.
well, no, I'm excited to see a lot of because when I was at Invite 2020, I was very very new to the scene, like incredibly. I knew nobody when I showed up there, and I went there by myself. I was literally I didn't go with anybody else. I got my credit card, had my job, and I'm
Mhm.
like, you know what? I can do this. I'm gonna go for this. So I'm excited to actually kind of meet people more this time than last time because
Mhm.
I only kind of stuck with a couple people that I met
Mhm.
for the most part. Unfortunately, a lot of them don't really. I don't think they'll actually be at this event,
Okay.
so I probably won't get to see them again because a lot of them, as you said, kind of fell out of Siege a lot. Um, don't really play as much.
Mhm.
Um, I don't talk about this much, but I was actually incredibly lucky enough, right place, right time, that I was invited out to dinner at SI 2020 with Badger's crew,
Nice. Yep, I remember that.
and I was there. Obviously, yeah, I don't post much of it, but I don't actually know how many of them are going to be there this year. If I'm being honest, I don't know if because
Yeah, I don't know the
again,
specifics
I didn't
with
really say anything about it.
yeah, I don't know the specifics with their whole crew and everything. So
it would be nice to
if we
see
see them, we
them.
see them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be
they're
nice
awesome.
to see them again. There's a couple there that I had a really good time with. So yeah, it'd be nice to see them. But I'm mostly looking forward to meeting
Mhm.
people that I really didn't get to connect to at
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, I'll say in 2020, I also like. Don't get me wrong, I was with the roundtable operators for a good portion of the time, but I was with a specific group that I was hanging
Mhm.
with, so therefore I didn't really get to interact with too many people. For instance, like I said, or like we said, we were both at the event, but we really didn't
No, I don't think I
see or
talked to
say
you
anything. 'Cause,
once.
yeah, no,
Mm.
You were always in the
you.
background of lurking in everybody's pictures, and that's I remember Badger's quote about that for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I always used to do that meme with everybody, but it's just like I just never actually ended up getting to talk to other people that I would see on Twitter or I would see online. I just never really got the chance to communicate with nobody just because I was either taking a lot of pictures or I would just be with the specific group that I was walking around with. So yeah, I'm excited to meet a lot of people, like so many that I just can't name all of them, but
Hmm.
it's just such a pleasure to just have SI with the land again, and I can't wait to see everybody with an audience. It's gonna be
Very
really really really
excited.
fun. Yeah. What else, not?
For SI?
Just generally, anything. At this point.
We're going to be doing, both me and Jay are going to be doing some handouts too for people who don't know already. I'm giving away stickers. If you come see me, I will give you a couple of stickers. So there's that. I think Jay's giving away some patches.
Yeah, I'm giving away some patches.
Ooh,
and
I might have to get one of
some
those.
nice No Limit logo patches.
Yeah, and that's actually, speaking of that, like that is also something awesome that happens at Invitational or Rainbow Six events particularly that I don't really see in much other events. Obviously, like I don't go to a lot of other events, but I haven't really heard or seen footage or whatever. But people like just handing out like cool little art pieces or like their own stuff, like just spreading stuff around so that way, you know, you have a collection of your memories and whatnot. I don't think I really see that like a crazy amount at, you know, when I go to like Comic-Con in my local city, right? The cosplayers aren't really handing out patches of like their character, their logo, stickers. There is sometimes like business cards. You'll always expect those, especially from photographers. But no, that's something really, in my experience, like unique to it. That's just awesome. And I agree. I hope to collect more.
Yeah, I personally 100%. Enjoyed handing out things to people because I like one thing it helps me connect with people. Like say like I had a photographer hand me his sticker when he took my picture, and now we talk to each other on Twitter like all the time. So it kind of helps with connecting with other people, and putting your name out. And on top of that, me giving away like stuff like this just shows my appreciation for those who come up to me and take pictures of me and show appreciation for my work and what I do, and it's that's just something I really enjoy doing. Making sure that
interacting with people is always a pleasure.
Interacting, and showing appreciation. On top of that, getting my name out there.
Because you never know who you're bumping into. Yeah, you never know who you're bumping into. It could be a big name, and all of a sudden now you're connected with that person. That's when you start blowing up, and you never know.
And that's what I was talking about before. Like you never know who you're gonna meet. Like seriously, you will never know. Like you will just be talking around, and all of a sudden, hey, you want to go out to dinner? And like it's crazy.
Is there a specific lineup you're going with, by the way? Rockkaebi, sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I was gonna say too, like you'd be surprised how many people like that you follow on Twitter like actually know who you are.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
You don't think that they know who you are, but like, oh, you're Rockkaebi. I'm like, yes.
Correct.
That's me.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people are actually like really familiar with certain people's work.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's such a pleasure to just like have that feeling as well. It's really great to have that feeling that somebody just comes up to you and you're like, wow, you really know me? Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a feeling like no other.
My lineup for SI, I think I'm going to do Rockkaebi first on Friday because I want to get a feel for the venue myself, because then I can go into Saturday wearing my most difficult cosplay, Yana.
Yeah.
And after I get to lay out the land and all that. And then on Sunday, I'll just wear Ella. She's my most comfortable cosplay out of the three. And just kind of a chill, laid back cosplay for me, like roam around in if I want to or whatnot. So
gotcha. Yeah. The first day is always like just to gauge how it's gonna feel with the rest of the cosplays. I know that feeling. So
yeah.
For me, I'm only bringing 2 this time. So the first 2 days, being Friday and Saturday, I'll be wearing Monty, and then Saturday I'll be wearing my Ace Elite. So that's the lineup for that. I already know how Ace feels and everything. So
that one's
it's more so Monty that I'm not curious to know what it's going to be, because Monty's actually pretty easy to put on. So it's more so hopefully the venue will allow me to have my shield inside of it, because they did say they do have quote unquote stricter rules now.
Yeah,
they're the same. Actually. They're the same rules as SI 2020 was though, but from what I understand, they're hard. Like they're going to be very hard on enforcing them this time. Because SI 2020, we did have people with props like a hammer, but now from what I understand, Ubi is messaging certain cosplayers that there are certain props that are quote unquote considered weapons and can't be brought. So I'm hoping like I can like fix my way around bringing my shield in, because I'm just gonna sit there and tell them, hey, it's not technically a weapon, It's more so to defend yourself against weapons. So we'll see how that goes.
Another thing
I'm sure they'll allow me, considering that I've also gotten like an email from them saying they want to do something with me, which I can't go into specific details because for one, they didn't email me the specific details. And
Oh,
two,
wow.
they said not to tell if once they
Mhm.
do so. So I'm pretty sure I'll be fine though at the end of the day.
good.
Yeah. How about you, Knock? You just sticking with the Jaeger and that's it, or do you have something new popping up for us?
I was hoping to get something new, but I was mostly helping Taylor with her Ash. We didn't go like crazy with her, but we were getting all the stuff together for hers in preparation for this. I had hoped to kind of do another one, but I was kind of in project with like a cosplay for like a different, like medium different game.
Okay.
So I was kind of working on that a little bit. So yeah, I was mostly just helping Taylor with hers. Given like her likeness to Ash is like 1-to-1. It's crazy. She has like
Yeah.
the same face shape, same hair color. So
wow.
Perfect. There
I'm
you go.
excited for that because we'll get to be the toxic couple.
And this is gonna be your first event together as well, right?
It's gonna be her first event period. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Before she really even met me, like she didn't really play any like Rainbow or anything, but yeah, I
So you
kind
put
of
her on.
pulled her into it like hard. So I'm
man.
excited for that. We get to see who's the better redhead in Pubs versus her.
Oh yeah. Pubs is coming. I don't know why I almost forgot that Pubs was coming with me. I was about to drive off. Well, what happened? Okay. But yeah. So that's cool. So you're doing Jaeger.
Yes.
You're doing Dokkaebi first day, then Ella next, and then Yana. Or do I have that backwards right now? You said no.
Backwards, so Dokkaebi, Yana, and then Ella. Dokkaebi
Then
Friday,
Ella, gotcha.
Yana Saturday, and then Ella. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I got it fresh in my mind.
Okay, all good.
Cool.
All good.
We're good there.
I mean, we can
so,
we can kind of go more into the cosplay guidelines if you want. You kind of touched on that a little bit.
Yeah.
That there has been a bit of a concern, we'll say, from
yeah.
particularly the cosplay community about what's going on there, and understandably so.
Yeah,
I
so
know it's
I can
something you
touch
want
on
to
that
talk
a bit.
about.
Yeah. So pretty much the rules are the same from SI 2020. Like everything is literally the same. It's just more so Ubi has an understanding. I think a lot of cosplayers, I don't want to say fail to understand, but they're getting misconstrued, or they're just not seeing that it's not Ubi that's saying that we can't bring props. It's the venue itself and their
Yes.
security that doesn't know what specifics are allowed into their own venue and what is considered a weapon or not. So therefore, they'd rather stay on the safe side so that nothing goes wrong or anything. And also on top of that, yeah, they just want to be secure about everything. And we also had an incident where a content creator was DM'd and also told in a game by the same exact person, don't show up at SI because quote unquote there's going to be a lot of things happening. So they're probably just taking strict measures, which I would say is better than not, to be honest, for everybody's safety and security. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, like
Super fair.
to add to that, like I know you're not Canadian, Jay. I don't know about you, Rockkaebi.
How do you know?
If
Like, man.
it is a like the prop thing, like that is something that is not UB. Like Montreal as a province is incredibly strict on like events and stuff. They crack down like crazy. They always have really insane security, especially, I won't get into too much detail, but like the stuff that happened in PEI like 3, 4, 5 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Like crazy. They're very, very strict on that stuff, like anything that can be considered a weapon. And yeah, as Jay said, everybody know it is not UB. UB does not have that.
They don't have that say.
They don't have that say. Look at Rally, for example. Rally was very different in that.
Yeah.
There's
Raleigh
a lot of
and
props.
Charlotte.
And
Yeah.
Charlotte's, yep.
Yeah.
So it is not them at all. Don't think that. I know it sucks.
Yeah, Ubi, if anything, likes to work with us and tell us specifically like what we can bring and all that. So that's why it's kind of hard for them to gauge what we can bring because it's not their rulings.
No,
It's
yeah.
for the venue. So yeah, it's that.
Totally agree
what
with
else?
that on that. Because I know at Charlotte we did bring like some props, but we didn't bring like airsoft guns. Like, because I know because when we do our little personal events like Cabin Con, like we go all out and bring like our airsoft guns
Yeah.
to show off. But at the Charlotte we didn't do that because somebody might think that was a weapon.
Yeah.
And so
And
yeah, we were
I've,
safe about it. So, but I know Ubisoft wants us to show off our work, but it's understandable to me that it's the venue that wants us safe. So, just my opinion on touching up on.
I've heard
Yeah.
the community, like not even just the R6 community or just the cosplay community, sorry, but just like overall the R6 community. They said, I wonder if there's a way, like if you've ever been to other cons, they have like a security check to see if your weapons, are actually props or if they're
Yeah.
real or if like they're loaded or not. And I've heard people say they should probably hire security to do that. So I'm interested to see if Ubi will ever do that.
It would be ideal, but that is not the
Yeah.
standard in Canada as a general rule. Again,
Well, I just meant for just general events.
Oh no, for
Because
general events,
because even in
100%.
because even like when we were in Charlotte, they said no airsoft and none of that. We had one person who did have a 3D modeled gun, so that was allowed, obviously, because you can't have a projectile.
Mhm.
And then you had one as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
I
right.
had the scorpion.
Nice.
Yep, that's right. You had the scorpion, and then we
Yeah.
had another Dokkaebi cosplayer who had her
Yeah, they had
DMR.
the MK.
the DMR. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So I'm wondering if they'll ever come around to do something like where they can have security checks and all that for certain props. Obviously, like you said, in Canada, it's way more stricter with the rules, so that's way
Yeah.
harder to go around.
Canada, they have they have a weird thing here. They usually don't have like dedicated booths. Like it's just not the standard. Again, in my experience, they check for like the orange tip and like that's it. You have the orange tip, and a lot of places you're good, which I hate because why? Like they don't check it further. You can put it an orange tip.
Like a certain fire rate, if I'm correct, right? That they also check. I'm pretty sure if I remember.
Oh no, you're thinking about FPS, feet per second.
Sorry,
Yeah.
There we go.
That'll be checked a lot of times in Canada as well on an airsoft gun if you bring it in. Just in case you load it, they need to make sure. And a lot of buildings won't let it enter.
Yeah.
It's just like in the courtyard. Which technically, if you do have props and like, for example, like Jay, who's actually driving there and in the parking lot, even if they don't allow his shield in the venue, they will actually allow it on the outside, on the grounds. He just can't enter with it. So on the bright side, like, someone like Adarn, if they have like a vehicle there, which I think he's European, so he probably
take
won't.
outside pictures. Yeah.
But you can take outside pictures, exactly. As long as you're like on the grounds. Obviously, you don't want to go on the street with a lot of that stuff. But I get why people are the biggest thing that I understand why people are a bit jarred about, and I kind of get it, is that Ubisoft is selling the prop hammer, and Adarn can't bring his in. That's the weird one where I can understand what is going on here, because
it's weird that you would sell it there, but then I can't bring my own there.
Yeah,
I don't know how that would work. I'm not gonna question it because I'm not a Sludge cosplayer, so blessed on that. So, but for those who are, I imagine it's just like, so how does that work? Like, if I'm a Sludge cosplayer, I guess I'll just go to the shop and get my own.
Yeah, right.
Hey, there's a way around it, I guess, right?
Oh, that's frustrating. I think I should just not sell the hammer there, just in light of that, I guess. But I mean, that's also so. I don't know.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, like what if you buy it and then leave and try and bring it back in? Are they going to tell you no? Like that's something I'm curious about.
Yeah, it's
good
weird.
thought.
It's
Wow.
And like, let's say like I did buy it and now I want to get it like signed by somebody. Am I not allowed to put it together to get it signed because it's quote unquote a weapon? That's why I was really confused with the ruling that Andy couldn't bring his, which is interesting.
No, that one. Well, and especially Jane's hammer, like that thing was solid. I remember Jane's hammer, like that thing was. I don't know if it was 3D printed or crafted, but I do know like that was solid.
I think it was 3D printed. I think I remember her telling me.
So it would be as solid as Adarn's, and I think that's where you were talking about. It's the same rules, but they're being stricter this time.
Yeah,
because it wasn't like it was cardboard or anything.
Yeah, but I feel like there will always be a way around it. Like I remember being at the security. Like, to be honest, like the most, if I'm keeping it real, they did that was kind of annoying was telling us to remove vest and all that, and then having to put it back on once we finally got in the venue. But that's also because we didn't have our own room, though. Like, aside 2020, we had to take our stuff off. We had to go through the metal detector, then put it back on. As to where this one, we'll have our own room. So if it's anything like Charlotte, security, I don't want to get in trouble for this, but security might not even check us. They're just going to tell us this is our room and that's it, kind of like how Charlotte was. They were
We're gonna
very
have
lenient. They were
wristbands.
very chill. Yeah, and just give us a wristband for it. Like
We're
they're
gonna get
very
wristbands.
cool.
Oh, we
Oh,
are.
we're gonna get
Okay.
wrist- oh, we
Yeah,
are
we
getting
are.
wristbands.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you for
Yeah, so that
clarifying.
we can go in and out of the changing room, and we just show them the wristband. We're cosplayers, and they can just be like, okay, go ahead. So
Cool.
as long as we show them wristbands, we're gonna have full clearance to go in the changing room, change it out of our cosplay, and then go through the event without having like take anything off or whatnot, and have any additional security checks. So yeah, that's
Cool.
gonna be
Yeah,
great.
so that's really
if it's
good to
anything,
know.
if it's anything like how Charlotte handled a lot of the cosplay, then I think then we're in the clear. We're good then.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Charlotte did it exceptionally
Oh,
well.
they were amazing.
Like,
yeah,
amazing.
props again to Bruno for just being absolutely amazing and just having all that set up for us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. Anything else we want to touch on?
I think that's about it for like SI itself.
Okay.
I don't know if there's really much there for it, unless you guys have anything you have to add on there.
I can think of right now.
Bundle up.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Please dress warm. Don't think you're overdressing because you are not. You're not whatsoever. Please dress warm.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah,
I remember
Montreal.
SI 2020.
I
went on the line with like a hoodie, and I was like, "This is hell. Like this is bad." I didn't expect it to be like this. No, anything you think it's not, it is. It is the coldest it's possibly can be.
Yeah, that air bites even if it's not windy in Montreal, for sure. So yeah, there's
like
your public.
22.
Yeah.
Negative 22.
It's gonna be scary, but like also if you wanna you might want to get there early because you want to beat that line. Last time there's like so right before you get actually into the venue itself, there's like a lobby. But that lobby will get packed very fast, and the line will be down the block. I promise you.
Yeah,
no,
if it's anything
is.
like SI 2020, it will go down the block.
Yeah, you have I think like your like front doors like on the very front, and then you have your little interior lobby, which it is a decent size, but they will have like stuff in there that kind of crowds it as well, and then that line will split into like I think there's like 7 doors, so there will be like 7 security checkpoints, but you're trying to filter like hundreds of people through just those 7 doors, and that line is single file out the front door, so it takes a while to even get into that lobby.
Yeah, so overall bundle up, please.
Do have a question from my chat. Do we know if there's an ADA line so with people with disabilities don't have to stand?
I do believe so. If I remember correctly, SI did have something like that.
Don't they
but
just
but
put
also
you
if
through the
they
VIP?
also, yeah, they'll just that's what I'm saying. They'll just like throw you through the VIP, not
Yeah.
throw you, but like they'll push you through the VIP. And then, or if like let's say it is backed up, I think they'll give you the spacing inside the actual lobby before going through the metal detectors at least. So there will be something for handicapped people that I remember from SI 2020. So
Yeah.
That's
there you go.
Yeah, that is a good thing to clarify.
yeah.
And then there's 2 separate lines technically, like in the venue, like you said, VIP or elite. It's considered elite.
Or elite, yeah.
Elite, and then there's general, then there's elite. Elite obviously has the faster line. You get there an hour earlier before everybody, and then it's a faster line because obviously not as many people have the elite ticket, so it's just this get through. So that's that for the lines.
Good.
Current temp is looking like 30s for SI. So the current temperature from what Frisky says, it's looking for the 30s for SI.
Negative 30s,
Okay,
yeah.
No, just 30s.
Oh, so 30, so that'd be like -1 in Celsius.
Yeah.
So that's
Good.
yeah, that's
It's
not
actually
bad.
not bad.
No.
It's not bad.
Canada
Still
was
cold
stuck.
shit, but like it's not
Canada
bad.
was stuck in like -35 for a while there,
Oh.
Okay.
like Celsius. So I mean, still that's pretty close to Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
When you get in the negatives there, but oh, actually, one thing that I did see a bit of talk about on Twitter, which actually I kind of realized is one I think everybody's realizing, there is no Road to SI in the game this year.
Oh yeah, I did notice that for sure.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We are missing it this time. Not really sure why. Which that was
There's
usually
also no
pretty big.
6 invitational skin as we know as of right now neither.
Not right now, no. It hasn't been showed. I'm sure there'll be some sort of code there at the venue that you'll be able to grab, but
I feel like if there's any time, it'd be this week, obviously, because after this week it's SI. So I imagine, knowing you'll be in a lot of last second stuff, it might just end up being this week that they drop something. So
Probably
we'll see. Yeah.
that sounds like it. I thought wasn't there a couple of SI things in this battle pass, or am I
Yes.
Yes.
remembering
So we
that?
had Mozzie had a skin. Yana had a skin.
Yana's was an SI. It was
wasn't
like that
SI.
Christmas
No,
one.
not Yana's. It was Mozzie and who else?
Fuse and Blitz. Mozzie
Okay.
Fuse Blitz.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where like the SI themed ones, they had like the dark SI theme.
Yeah.
But they weren't really like focused on in that. Like the battle pass was much more like that Ghost Eyes kind of theme, which makes
I
sense.
feel like it was very like blown over kind of thing. Like it was just like, all right, that's a skin. There you go. As to where the previous years you had a specific operator with a specific SI skin. For instance, Yana had one last year.
Mhm.
Who was the one before that one?
Tachanka.
Was it
Tachanka?
Tachanka.
Tachanka had 2021.
I think there was a couple of people for SI 2020, if I remember. Or
And
2021,
then
sorry.
wasn't Sledge 2020?
I think so.
I think
yeah.
Sledge
think
was
Sledge was
2020, Tachanka was 2021, and then Giannis was 2022. So I guess I feel like it'd have to be this week that we see who it's going to be this year.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're counting the darkened skin thing as their SI thing.
Hopefully not, because that was.
Nomad has the uniform, so
Maybe
for some reason my code didn't work. So
maybe they'll just put like how the Tachanka one was in the Twitch drops, because nobody could actually be at the event. Maybe they'll do something with Twitch drops for one.
Yeah, maybe.
But it still would be nice to get an attendee something.
I think we're gonna get an attendee. I feel like every LAN has something.
Something
with coding. Yeah, has a weapon code, charm code, or a uniform code. And I think SI will definitely have it. So, because I know for a fact, because when I got my elite ticket, they said there's a certain code that I'll get.
Okay,
so I imagine they'll also be handing that out at the event. Probably not exactly what an elite person gets, but like they'll give you like the general uniform or something like that, maybe.
Well, were you an elite attendee in 2020?
Not in 2020, no.
Neither was I. I'm not again this year because I was paying for two people, but I had to pay for it like up front and then Taylor sent me whatever. I don't want to make it seem like I paid for it. In 2020 there was like the separate booth that you get like a backpack for, and that had like you get like a special backpack, and that had all the stuff like all inside of it.
Yeah.
It was like a complete to go package.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll do that again.
It was like a delivery thing. Yeah. It was like they had their own booth, and it was like you showed your pass, and they gave it to you. Peace out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything was in that backpack. I remember. Yep.
And then across from that, they had the, like the almost like kind of like a sign-in booth kind of area where that's where you got like your stamp, for example, or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you could also get charms or like the attendee charms from there, and they kind of just gave them out like crazy. Like you could literally grab one, turn they would actually just have them on the counter and wouldn't watch, and people were just grabbing like 4, 5, 6 of them.
So for what Frisky said is that they did do the drops for sledges, but they were giving it out to the VIP ticket holders.
Okay.
But then they were also giving it to the drops for Twitch as well. So it was almost like
that's weird.
It's not exclusive at all. It's just
but then
you got it without having to watch, which doesn't make sense considering that I technically paid for it, as the other people just have to watch to get it.
Yeah, that's really weird because
Frisky said it pissed off a lot of people. So.
Yeah, because then that's so weird because then
it's like you paid for it, but then somebody who's not even at the event just had to watch it.
I was about to say, and then the regular attendees don't even have an option to get it because they're not just going to flip on their phone. That'd be a power play. Just flip on your phone and watch like the event.
Somebody said in my chat, he said Ubi and exclusivity is not a good pair. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Considering that, you got to think about it like this. Last year we had the Habana hoodie with this special code that they said would be strictly exclusive only to the people who bought the hoodie. It's literally in the shop right now for the uniform. Yeah.
Well, they've done that a lot with like even some seasonal skins. Black Ice is a famous one. I mean, those are in-game purchases. Those are different. I'm not going to say they're the same because you.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I feel like when you're actually at the event, that's something like that you can't obviously redo. You know what I mean? As to where like I feel like content within the game is like, all right, we can always drop this anytime.
Oh yeah, that
you can't rewind time and go back to the SI 2020 right now. So I feel like if you're gonna make something exclusive, just make it exclusive. Like otherwise, don't claim it as exclusive. So
Fair enough.
we all know it would be though. So can't complain at this point.
So I got a question actually. I don't know how into the lore you guys are of Siege, but
very.
but with every SI we got a cinematic, showing what's going on in the Siege lore. So what are your guys' predictions for what's coming with this SI, if any?
I think that this is gonna touch on to maybe I don't want to say another game, but like it's gonna go further on into the lore to where it's not gonna be your traditional we're battling out at stadium or the SI CGI thing. It's gonna go on to an actual like story mode to where maybe we might even get a campaign now.
Yeah,
So I have high hopes for this, what this might go into.
Yeah. Because I know in current lore, it's turning out that Nighthaven is actually not like the big bad people. It might be somebody who's ordering them. So, and what people have speculated is that it might be a villain from the Tom Clancy franchise, like some of the former
the original people from the Rainbow Six series.
Yeah, from Rainbow Six lore. Yeah. So I don't really know any specific names. I can't really like go off about that, but
I know what you're talking about. I don't know his name neither, but he had like he had something against Thermite, and that whole the lore with Thermite and Aruni about their one mission has to do with that person. That from what I heard, might have something to do with the lore that might come up. So
that's probably most likely a speculation, but yeah, we could see something about that come up, I believe, maybe. Or we might also see, because if you guys know an Outbreak, every single operator that has left to join Nighthaven is back with Team Rainbow, but they are part of React. So they're most likely going to be coming back to Team Rainbow at some point.
React takes place in a different timeline, though.
Yeah, they're actually not. They're not in the same universe technically.
That's fair. But I'm wondering at some point maybe they do connect.
It's very possible.
It's possible though.
Because of right now, Pulse and Abana are broken up, but in this alternate universe, they are
together.
They have a kid.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. So, it is definitely very possible.
It's a separate timeline and a separate universe technically. So.
But any other predictions for what's coming with the Siege lore? Because that's something that is people are also kind of.
I would just like to. I would like to see the lore like probably branch into a campaign or a story mode, something like that. Because I feel like so many people would come back into Siege, knowing that a lot of people have left because we can all admit Siege is just a sweat fest now when it comes to online play, PvP. So to give Siege another PvE like Outbreak was, I feel like that'd be something to bring a lot of players back into the community. So
lore is really important in the game too.
100%, and you're 100% right with the lore being important. I mean, it wasn't something that was focused on at all for like the first 3 years of the game's life. That it wasn't considered. These, look at the original character designs compared to when the new art director in year 1 was brought in with Capitao and Cav. They were just nondescript military, like SWAT, CTU soldiers as a general rule. They had no personality at the very beginning as a general rule. Capitao and Cav were like the first ones that actually had like kind of a personality to them.
And Cav is really fleshed out now. It's amazing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
If you look back at year 1 from Cav and now all of a sudden you look at what it is now, it's like, yo, you've evolved as
you are an actual person with crazy emotions, like holy shit, like
I feel like it brings a connection from the community to what the actual operators are.
That's definitely another thing that draws the community in to play Siege is the characters, the personalities of them, their lore, and how they connect with each other and all that. So
well, yeah, and I mean, there was actually a game that showed that they people care about these characters in a gameplay and lore fashion in I don't know if you guys ever played it. I actually didn't ever get around to playing it, but in Ghost Recon Wildlands there was Operation Archangel, which had Valk, Twitch, and Cav. And Cav was looking for her brother, who I think had gotten mixed up in the cartel. I never played it, and that did really, really well, and it was not the same game. It was I was gonna say that it might fall into the same subject as Extraction, to where it's like a different universe / timeline though. So I think Archangel is the same.
It's canon. because people speculate about Twitch and Cav like being in a previous relationship because of it, because it is canon.
I do believe
it's
is,
it's even in the wiki for Cav that she went AWOL to go look for her brother.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. Okay, so they are the same universe. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Tom Clancy, well, obviously, we are seeing the kind of the inklings of the start of like a Tom Clancy EU expanded universe. I mean, Zero is in Rainbow. Pardon me, he's allowed to use their resources to pursue a side mission that hasn't been touched on. I'm sure that is going to lead into his game.
Yep.
In trade for training
Rainbow,
Rainbow,
what I also
right?
understand is that they're remastering Splinter Cell, but they're also like recreating his story though.
Yes,
So,
he is getting a reboot, and I think that's going to start with the way he is in Rainbow right now.
yep, I agree. I think that they're going to try and make him fall into the Rainbow universe, so therefore there's like a little bit of a better lore to his understanding, because from what we understand, he's actually not even part of Rainbow technically.
No,
Not
He's
really.
just he's like
It's a cover
yeah.
profile that he's using right now.
Yeah.
His cover profile is that he's training operators in Rainbow so that he can pursue his side mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, he wants access to the resources because I don't know much about the Splinter Cell universe, but like what was his company, like Fourth Ichelon or something, like that's not a thing in this one. He doesn't have access to all of that, like so he's here so that way he has access to all that material.
Yep. What else?
Yeah,
somebody said Splinter Cell Retirement Home as the title of his game. No.
I can't.
Well, yeah, I mean that's possible. I mean, we could get a CGI Rainbow like cinematic that actually is going to hint towards the next Splinter Cell game. Like that's not impossible. Ghost Eyes is kind of getting the focus right now. Now it is their season. Next season is probably going to be Red Hammer anyways, but we could get we could get a kind of tease towards that. And I mean, I hope the next cinematic is going to be a tease towards, as Jay said, like some sort of single player something.
Speaking of tease, I think one thing I can definitely applaud Ubi or Rainbow for as of right now. Me personally, I have not seen any leaks of anything within year 8 period. So I'm actually happy. I haven't seen anything. I can't speak for other people, but like I haven't seen a single thing. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
It makes it so much more exciting. Like, because now I'm actually going to be surprised when I'm at the event as to where, like, if I'm home right now and I see a leak, I'm going to be pissed when I'm at the event because I'm going to be like, well, I already knew that. Oh, well. So I think they're doing a really good job of keeping certain things within their own, like, parameter. So rather than
I will
leaking it to certain
definitely speak on the leak culture thing because, like, people in my community that I talk to know that I love Yakuza and that I love Yana. And so when the leaks started was more prominent, like I was getting tagged for the Majima Echo bundle, and it just it made me sad because and then we saw it at the major, I did get excited because I saw it there, but at the same time I'm like, man, I already knew about it.
Yeah, I kind of knew it already. Yeah,
it's not as exciting.
It ruins that excitement. Yeah.
And then another thing with the Yana 2B, like that has been tagged. People tagged me in that, and they showed off to me, and I was not.
What's funny about the Yana 2B thing? Freaking back in 2020 when the Russian manager made a video, he literally said that's what Yana's Elite was going to be. It happened.
It was such a silly joke in the beginning, and then it became a reality. And that just personally, it just made me a little less excited for it because I want to see her get an Elite based on her backstory. Like I've had some concepts in mind of her maybe having an outfit where she's collaborating with NASA. I think that'd be really cool to see,
that
like when she's making her gadget. Yeah, and I would love to see that in the game for her because she's my favorite character. So, but yeah, I just I'm glad, like you said, Jay, the leaks are just not as prominent as they were before. Because now we're going to be more excited when these things are skins and events and things are shown to us. So
exactly, I think they're doing an exceptional job doing that. I'm happy that's I haven't seen anything.
Well, we haven't even
seen everything so much more exciting.
We haven't even seen the year 9 roadmap. That's usually like the thing that leaks like months before because it's just one screenshot, right? We have no idea what country. Like I think the one leak that I saw, which was more just that there's going to be 4 ops. That's the only thing that I've seen, which is good to know.
Not even gameplay wise, I think the only leak that I technically saw, and it wasn't even a leak, it was just more so Ubi kind of just threw it in our face, we're confirmed to have an SI 2024.
Yeah, it was basically,
But,
and that's
like,
from
it's like-
Ubi.
And that's from movie. So therefore, like, I guess they just, yeah. But that's as much as leaking. That's all I saw. So
Yeah, good, awesome.
Yeah, that has been awesome.
yeah. So anything else you guys want to touch upon?
I think I've touched on everything I could think of. What about you guys?
Just balancing.
Oh,
Balancing,
yeah,
just,
we did.
Just the brief stuff. Jay has a visceral reaction to that.
He said, "Hey, yo."
He's Sag.
Hey yo, I hate this patch so much. I despise it almost.
I
Like,
haven't even looked at it yet. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
so with the new patch update, extended barrels now get a 15% damage plus to any gun that it's equipped with. So any
Oh,
gun that
yeah.
has the extended barrel, it's 15% plus more damage. So, and as of right now with attackers, there are so many weapons that do 50 plus damage.
Yeah.
There's
And right
four,
now,
yeah.
and with the way the game plays out as of right now, the meta is run and gun. So you would think this is the last resort that Ubi would go to for a patch, but no. Here we are with everybody just running and gunning. Right now, I don't feel like I'm playing Siege. I feel like this patch and season right now feels like I'm actually playing Call of Duty. So it hurts my head to play it because it's like I'm not playing Siege. So
It's becoming
I
more
just hate it.
fast paced now, even
Yeah,
more fast paced than it was before.
Yeah, and I hate it. I understand when they did updates like, okay, we're not going to make 4-minute rounds. We're going to do 3-minute rounds because we want people to actually use their time wisely rather than baiting and all that. That's cool. That's understandable. But now I feel like right now we're in a 30-second prep phase meta as to where, like, once prep phase is done, if you're not in a 2v2 situation in 30 seconds, what are you doing? And it's so annoying to play right now because
Oof.
there's no tacticalism to it. There's no methodical thought to it. There's nothing Siege about it. It's
Yeah.
literally just Call of Duty at this point. It's search and destroy in Call of Duty, and I'm not a fan of it. I hope they revert it, or they at least bring the percentage to like 9 or 10.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Fix the percentage of at least. 15 is way too much. We have literally 5 guns on attack right now that do 50 plus damage. You have Zero's gun, you have Capital, you have Maverick, and you have 2 commandos from IQ and Grim right now. If you don't have one of those people on the board, you're trolling your team right now. And which is sad to say because I hate that gameplay.
Yeah.
But it's like the only way you have to play now. So it's I hate this patch.
Do you think this changes to maybe help with the attacking side because some games can be very defender sided maybe, or what do you think?
But that's the
about that?
thing though. I don't know why they would try and help the attacker side when as of right now I feel like the attackers are more powerful prior to this patch than the defenders are, if anything.
Okay.
As of right now.
Yeah, this kind of change would make sense if attack was struggling. Like in the utility meta, this change would have made sense, right? Because then if attack attack gets a little bit of wiggle room. Oh, okay, if I like, because of course the utility meta was famous for you needing like 9 projectiles for 1 shield, but then this
fucked one thing up. At least you had a gun to back it up,
right? And then this would have helped you with that because, well, sure, they have the positional advantage. They can swing off a shield. If you hit those 2 bullets and they can't hit your head with all that advantage, you could still win, right? It definitely would have made sense in that sort of meta, but in this sort of meta where people don't play off shields anymore, they are swinging an open doorway with whatever they have. It's like
they don't even set up now at this point.
Yeah.
Have you played much of this since the patch there, Rockkaebi? I know you said you haven't checked the patch notes, but I don't know if you've played much.
So in my personal life, I focus a lot more on work throughout the week, and
enough.
maybe a little bit on art and cosplay, and then like maybe on the weekends I'll play Siege, and it's more just like when I play Siege, I just play to have fun with friends. So I mean, and I will occasionally play ranked, but I'm just there to hang out, and if I want to get serious, I'll go play by myself because that's where I can focus more. Gotcha. I think it's crazy. My mindset when it comes to Siege and playing.
That's fair. No, that's
weird,
100% fair. 100%.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, I haven't really.
So for somebody like me who plays ranked and all that all the time, this patch is infuriating. I hate it so much. I don't know. I don't understand how people like this. I don't. Like, casual is, like, whatever, because, like you said, pretty much, we're all here to just have fun at the end of the day. But, like, I have a competitiveness to me still, so where it's, like, I want to play Siege. I want to play Rainbow Six Siege, the methodical tactical shooter. I want somebody to give me a defense to break down, or I want to puzzle the attack. So I'm making them work towards something. But with this patch, it makes it to where as long as you can run in, get your 2 kills, because attackers can do that now. As 4 bullets is all they need to literally down or kill somebody.
4? You mean 2?
And no, like 4, as in like, because if you're going for 1-for-1 trades, you didn't really do anything.
So
I
see what you mean.
If you got 2 people, all you needed was 4 bullets technically.
Yeah.
You got one person with 2 bullets, you got another person with 2 bullets, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, like it does not feel like it's Siege as of right now, and I'm not gonna say it's driving me away to play Siege. I'll always play Siege. There's nothing like it, but it definitely brings my play style to a very, like, I just don't feel like I'm playing Siege, and it just like really demotivates me to play Siege.
Yeah,
so it's like I have to find the biggest will to really go in unrank or rank and play right now. So that's mid for me. How about you, Knock? How do you feel about it?
I don't hate the idea of it. As I said, under the right meta, it's fine. This meta doesn't support it nearly enough. I think there would need to be some other changes for it to fit well with that extended barrel change. I do like the idea, again, of them trying to make the extended barrel useful, because it has been just not useful since it came out, basically, right? It served a very small purpose.
You didn't even think about it for the longest time, and all of a sudden people are thinking about it again.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, I like the idea of it. This patch, this current meta isn't the right time for it.
Yeah. Agreed.
But yeah, I mean, that's really the only.
If they're not going to revert it, I'd say at least just lower the percentage of it. Because I feel like, again, 5 attackers with a 50 damage gun is ridiculous.
Yeah,
and to really think about it, like most of the time with defenders, you're playing a 1 armor. Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time.
The only gun I think it would kind of work still okay on is the Commando. I think that's fair, because it's slow fire rate, it's on fraggers, and the gun isn't really that frag based, so it works okay. But then the SC3000K, that makes 0 sense, pun intended. And the Para, Capitau's not a fragging character, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
And the M4, Mav is already a character that doesn't have a counter. Why does he need to be more frag
why are we
heavy?
buffing him at anybody?
Right?
Yeah, we just nerfed him. Why are we buffing him again? And then I think, okay, so maybe not, even if they don't lower the percentage or they don't even revert the patch, start removing the extended barrel off of people at least. Like, get it shouldn't be on certain operators. So I think that's at least a way to start. So if that makes it easier for them.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
What else is in the patch?
That was really the only.
I think that's really it. Yeah.
Echo Shotgun got a damage buff, so it's a little bit more consistent. I think it went from 48 to 55 per pellet, which is actually quite a bit. Mav got a 2x, so that's actually, like, again, you don't need to buff him. Someone else got a 2x, but I can't remember who off the top of my head. Someone else. Grim. Yeah, Grim got a 2x. I mean, he needs anything. Again, that's why the extended barrel is kind of okay with him.
Everything and anything. But yeah, I would like to see them start removing the extended barrel from a lot of people. What else on Rainbow Six Siege? Servers. Ridiculous.
Oh my
God. Yes, yeah, we should touch on that.
I can't even enjoy a weekend of Siege without the servers being down. Wow. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. And then it took them last week, or not even, I think the past couple of days, they finally announced that it's something bigger with internal of Ubi, and they're investigating it now and everything. Like, I wish they would communicate what's going on. So yeah,
that's and we're back to like the community stuff. Like, I feel bad for content creators, right, trying to stream, and I'll hop on the stream, like watch Macy, but you're literally just sitting there. Like Macy, for example, I know one thing he's been doing, he's been going through and just like with his community, like going through like some tutorial vids and like tips and tricks and seeing, like that's actually like really cool, or maybe that's not the most useful. But I'm sure at the end of the day, he'd rather just be playing the game or showing them himself in game, right? Like that's his whole thing.
Yeah, it's to the point where like a lot of content creators and streamers are they're going on the Ubi servers to see if they're up or not before they're even streaming. And then
And-
there'll be times where it says, yeah, it's fine. As soon as they stream, servers are down. And it's like, again, it's just ruining the content creation. So I think Ubi definitely needs to fix that.
Right? And then like
or at least to fix their communication with what's going on.
exactly.
So at least I'm not coming home from fucking 9 to 5 to have fun on the weekend, play Siege with friends, and the servers aren't even up. So
Let's go to a different game at that point.
yeah. That's how it's been feeling. Like I can't even like say, oh, I'm waiting for the servers to come back up. They're never coming back up at this point. So yeah, it's literally that's how it's been going on. It's been servers are up, they're down. Okay, how long are they down for? We don't know. Oh, they're back up for 5 minutes, down again.
Well,
it's been so all over the place.
As you said, it seems to be. I think, as you said, they mentioned it's a bigger issue. I do believe there was another Ubisoft game that was experiencing basically the same issue. I can't remember which one it was. Pardon me, but there was another live service that was going down around the same time, like every day for a bit. And then I think they put out a statement now that there are 3 separate issues causing it, and they've solved 1 of 3.
And it took them this long to do it. So
I don't think they've even figured out what the other 2 are yet. I think
that's what I said. They don't even know what it is. So there's an internal investigation that they're doing right now, and if it took them this long to figure out 1, I can only imagine what it's going to do to the other 2.
Right? And like,
and it took them this long to also communicate it to us.
Yeah.
What did you say, Rockkaebi?
I wonder what causes initially, because this wasn't an issue before.
Crossplay, I've heard, has been one of the big things.
Crossplay.
It's the crossplay, allegedly.
That's probably the
also
one they've
remember
solved.
Ubisoft, well, at least the engine within everything, it works on spaghetti coding. So I don't know if that actually how it works with servers, but like I imagine they update one thing, the other thing fucks up. So that's how it kind of works with Siege right now, and that's just unfortunate. So
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
at least they're trying to like be progressive and like incorporate crossplay, but it's just probably they still got to work out some things with that, and I guess that's probably.
Yeah, spaghetti code it's such a pain. I mean, I can't remember who said it, but I know there's been some content creators who have talked to like some devs, and like they've basically said the original, like the people who made the game originally, none of them work there anymore, or very, very few, right? So the people that have to now go in have been new hires or whatnot that have to go in and try and figure out these core issues or something that works or something that doesn't work. They have to be very careful with what they're walking around, because they could try and fix one thing, but then this other thing breaks. There are like stated things, obviously nothing specific, but there are stated aspects of the game that the current dev team does not understand how it works. They legitimately don't, from my knowledge. I can't specify anything specific, but like it is spaghetti code, and that's where Jay said maybe a separate game could be in the cards, especially after what Overwatch 2 did.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Even though Overwatch 2 isn't really all that right now. It's
No,
I'm
not saying it is.
From what I understand from the people who are playing it, they're like, it's literally the same game, and they really haven't even fixed anything.
No.
It's the same game. They added a battle pass. They took away loot boxes, and now skins that you were able to buy with credit, like in-game credits, are now $40.
Yeah.
And if they're doing that, I can only imagine what Ubi's going to do.
It's ridiculous. And another thing
100%.
too, if you try to merge your accounts, and if you didn't do it correctly, you lost all your skins. You lost everything from Overwatch 1. That happened to me, and that got me to stop
That's an issue
playing.
right now with Siege 2.
I stopped playing Overwatch. I had no idea. Oh wow, mine went through pretty well, but as opposed to like what happened with Blizzard, that went to shit. So I was pretty happy with that.
On my on console, I had a couple skins. Like I had a year 4 pass, and I can't remember what the skin exactly is called, but it was like the lava one. And
the lava
it's not on my
skin.
account. Yeah, it's not on my account for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why.
Huh.
That one might be because it was a digital purchase, and they might not be able to transfer those over from Xbox because Xbox got the direct revenue and then paid Ubi.
Maybe
That might be why.
Anyway, I'm not tripping over it. But
No.
it sucks though. But at the same time, it's like whatever. Fuck it.
Question from my chat: do you think we'll have an Operation Health 2.0? It's been a few years.
No.
I think not either. I think they wanted to have that
Operation
one
Health was pure shit.
Oh,
Like, they didn't they didn't.
I didn't
really
play in Operation Health.
Operation Health didn't actually end up.
It did
being
a
the
few
successful
things.
Thing it was supposed. It did a few things, but it didn't end up being what it was supposed to do. Like all the things that they said were supposed to be fixed, like not all of them technically got fixed. Like, think about all the bugs we're still having that have been here since literally year one. Like, Operation Health really didn't do anything, honestly.
Oh.
Like, it did something, but it didn't fill its it didn't fulfill what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, there was a bunch of things it was supposed to do, and the only one it really got done was its like core stabilization, which again, as we said, the game is now kind of spaghetti go due to the different dev teams. So because of that, it's kind of been nullified for the most part. So there's a few things that have still remained better. I do remember before Operation Health, LANs had a ping, and that was always funny. But if Ubi was putting out the same content I think they were for the first like 5 years of the game, I think then we could see an Operation Health 2, because they wouldn't have to risk taking a season off and losing the player base. But if we go a whole season without, content, we talked about this during our year 8 review, if this was the year of Siege, there was no content for Sens and Grim, and the player base plummeted.
Yeah.
Imagine you get a season that doesn't even have at a bare minimum an operator, and it's just focused on that. No one's...
Yeah, the player base is going to drop. Nobody's playing it.
And then
Twitter's going to be blown the fuck up about the game being shit.
Well, exactly, right? And if your player base drops while the dev team is trying to make core changes to the game like that, how the hell are they supposed to go to Ubi and be like, we need more money? Ubi's going to look like... Ubi Corporate is going to look at that player base during that season. It's going to be like, no. Unfortunately, that's the current state Ubisoft is in. Ubisoft financially, as like management, is in a very, very poor financial spot. I don't know if anybody else has been following that, but people are genuinely worried for the company.
Yeah, and then I mean, I feel like a lot of people try to like put an emphasis on the cheaters, but like cheaters are gonna be cheaters. I don't think that's anything to touch on. It's
they try to fix it at least.
I mean, I feel like they did kind of fix it. I think it's just, again, with the coding and all that, I feel like all it took was just one cheater to figure out something, and then that's when the rest of them start to figure it out. So the way it works is, like, we touched on it last podcast.
Yes.
Is that, like, before, the way cheats worked was the cheat was just one key that opened up all doors. As to where now it's, you have your own key, but you have a totally different lock now with your own game. So the cheat is a key, and your game that you bought is a totally different lock, and it's like you have to try and match which one's which all over the place now, kind of thing. So, and I don't know how, because I'm obviously not a cheater and I'm not a cheat developer, but like I don't know how they figured it out, but somehow they did. So, because for the first like 2-3 weeks of this season,
nothing.
I did not find a cheater whatsoever. Nothing. The most you probably had was like people trying to exploit the game. Pretty much, that's it. Literally no cheating. So
Or like
I don't know. I don't know if it
guess.
was because the devs were on holiday. I don't know if it's maybe because of the patch updates. There was like a code that got fucked up, and now the cheaters are back. Or maybe there was a cheater that just figured out how to like finesse the system, and now everybody's back onto it. So I don't know. I think the cheating is always going to be here, and that's not even just for Rainbow Six. It's for just gaming, period.
Yeah.
So I just don't like the way the R6 community comes at Ubi about that. It's like, yes, the cheating is outlandish, but I can't think of a game right now where the cheating isn't outlandish. I think cheating is just a meta in gaming right now, period. So I can't say it's specifically Rainbow.
No,
it's not.
Your experience as a more casual player there, Rockkaebi, have you experienced like a lot of cheaters in the casual? I know I've seen clips like of people just playing casual and there's just a spin botter. How's your experience been?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember seeing a spin botter and it was crazy. Like I never actually like I don't see a lot of games where people are cheating. But we did see the spin botter. I was just kind of sat there for a second just to watch them, and it was insane. But then there's times where like we will like me and my friends will like play a game and suspect somebody of cheating, and then we can now go into and rewatch our games and see that they're using the little trackers to like see where you are at all times, and then also while also trying to make it not look like they're cheating. And then they somehow magically get that kill on you, and it's just like, I mean, I don't really experience it a lot because like I said, I haven't really I've been kind of off and on with Siege as of late, but when I do, it's just like, huh.
Well, I do.
Well, see, and honestly, like truly, like in my opinion, you like how you play the game as a player base, like that is the worst player base for that to affect. Somebody who like hops on for the first time in like a week Experience is a cheater. You're just
for
gonna get
sure.
off. Like that's
It's
horrible.
like, all
You're
right.
gonna be disheartened. You're probably like, man, I'm bad. Like, not realize that they're a cheater. Like, you're playing against a cheater, and then you're down
That's what I
yourself
said.
because
That's what I
you
said.
think
Yeah.
you're bad, but it's
like
not
you don't know whether you're actually losing or this person's actually cheating. Maybe I'm just doing terrible and it's just not my day, so I'm just gonna hop off for the day. Whole time it's a cheater, and that doesn't even help because I'm gonna hop off because he's cheating. So I totally get where you're coming from.
It's a vicious cycle there.
100%.
From what somebody said in my chat, they said remove R6 trackers. I totally agree with that. Get rid of that shit. I hate it.
Yeah.
R6 trackers, it shocks your mental. I feel like cheating is very hugely emphasized because of trackers too, though. Within at least Rainbow Six, because the first thing when somebody loads into a game they're looking at is their tracker, and they'll see somebody that has like a 1.7 KD and they're like, oh, this guy's cheating. For all we know, that guy could be legit. And you're already ruining your own mental off that. And then even let's say there's no tracker, you just have to play the game out. And if the guy ends up cheating, he was cheating. You're gonna get your yellow back. Cool, move on. Like, I agree with that. Just get rid of trackers. I hope they do it in year 8. I hope so.
Play with one, but people can't be helped, and like they want to try to see how they match up against other people or whatever. So
yeah, always.
Yeah, I just don't like trackers.
Yeah.
Anything else this season? I don't think anything else was other than servers, the patch with extended barrel. I don't think anything else this season.
No, that was about it. I think for the actual in-game stuff. Anything like just related to the community or anything you guys want to touch on?
I'm good. For
you guys still want to talk about Pro League, because I know that's a thing we're going to be seeing at SI. I'm not too big on Pro League. I think Jay is pretty I'm familiar with some stuff.
Most of it.
Yeah, but I mean, I just like I've said before, I like seeing the events, but I know I'm sure there's some things you guys would like to discuss as predictions and everything.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't speak for y'all, but me being from NA, I have to go with an NA team, like rooting for wise. Like I think I'll be rooting for any NA team, but if it comes down to any NA team being gone, I'm going for Elevate, and then I'm going for Koi, aka Rogue Gaming. So Elevate, Koi, or any NA team. That's just what I'm going for at this point. That's my gamble.
Yeah, I think for most people's predictions, they don't have. With the exception of maybe Space Station, I don't think anyone predicts any NA team being grouped, which is fair. Yeah. We have a pretty strong lineup this year. I think SSG is probably a fair one to maybe, because I mean they scraped out of the closed qualifier, like not by much. Really sad to see that TSM isn't there. I hope, I don't think they will because they already made a bunch of changes. But I would like to see, instead of the Invitational winner being invited automatically to the next major, they're invited to the next SI. Because it's TSM doesn't get to defend their title. Like it's really unfortunate. You know, we saw Bolo depart Pro League, and as we talked about, we understand why. It makes sense. He kind of did all that he needed to do in there. But it would have been nice to see, like it sucks to see someone leave because he wasn't able to make it to defend his title, right? That's not great. That's not great for like an outside esports perspective. Somebody looking and being like, and like they tune in for the first time and they hear the casters like, well, the last year's world champions aren't here to defend their title, and it's like, oh, okay. So so that kind of sucks.
They did it for Penta though. Well, when they finally transferred over to G2 technically.
They did it for that
won the first one. Then they didn't even make SI, but then they were like, "You guys can come," and then they won the second one.
Yes, because there was a big. I remember because of course Continuum, or what became EG with Canadian on it, won first SI. They were in question if they were going to make second SI because they were struggling as a team, and a lot of people were saying this sucks. They should be invited back. So then G2. After the feedback from that, they were then invited back, but then the format was switched all the way up for 2020, and then they changed it again.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that kind of sucks.
At the same time, it's understandable, though. It's like you got to earn your spot.
You do.
I always take it. Like, earn your spot. If you're that good, then you should be here. But at the same time, it would be fun or exciting to see somebody defend their own title.
100%. Well,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think you either have to make it so they're not invited, like, because as I said right now, they're invited to the next major, if you're going to do that, just invite him to the next SI.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Like, why the major instead of the SI? But whatever. Yeah, I do agree. Koi, I think, is going to be a bit of a sleeper team. They've been struggling a bit recently, but I think they're going to pull it together. G2 is another team that I hear in Group A that people I think are going to get relegated.
Yeah, I think they'll get grouped.
So
yeah, I don't see them doing good at all. Like, I feel like they've always. I'm not gonna say not doing good, but like it's been let down, and not to mention they don't have like half their roster now. Like it's not the original.
Well,
roster
yeah, Citizen left. I don't even know who replaced Citizen.
Prano's not there anymore. Who else left? There was one other person who left. I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
I think they're only stuck with like the 2 original people that are considered part of the super team.
No, I think because there's Alamo, Cryan, and Doki still.
Alamo still left. Alamo left.
Maybe. Or wait, no, is Cryan Koi? Cryan might be Koi as well.
Cryan's in Koi. Yeah, he just won with
yeah.
I was gonna say I could have sworn that they don't have the super team anymore. Like literally, I think 3 or 4 of their people left. So
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's just.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Doki. It's just the original person that's part of it now.
And then one thing that was nice to see. There's no real group of death. I think each region is pretty balanced.
Group A is definitely the group of death.
Really, you think so?
Yeah. What W7M Elevate?
I guess.
W7M Elevate. You have G2, Koi, and who's the other one? Can't remember.
Space Station.
Space Station. There we go. Yeah. Aside from Space Station, I think it's still the group of death. Like I feel like that's the group to watch right now.
Fair enough.
I think that's the group.
I know.
But yeah.
Oh, I was about to say. I
have Space Station and Koi then.
Why not?
I'm trying to think. Pro League wise, I don't know.
I know a lot of people.
I'm just generally excited because TSM's not in it. Therefore, there's not a really specific team that I really now care for. So I'm just excited.
I'm rooting for DZ. I'm a Canadian fan.
Fair enough.
He's my home country. He was when I first got into the Rainbow
Canadian wins 3.
If Canadian wins 3
SIs, he's the GOAT.
If Canadian wins 3 on 3 separate teams, he is undisputed the best single player in the game.
Best single player in the game. Best player in the game, and he also won a major. So therefore, he's definitely...
He won 2.
2 majors?
The year 1, season 3 major. Continuum.
Did he?
Yeah, they beat Playing Ducks that had Zoronic on it.
Okay.
So, I mean, very different time. But yeah, he won 2 majors. That was like back when like Retro was on that team. One thing I have seen a bit of kind of relating back to the community, I've seen a bit of upset about is the way the teams were like made it into SI. I know there's a lot of regions that are pissed that only 4 LATAM teams are in there, or only 3 Oceanic teams are in there. Mm-hmm. And then I think but that's the thing though. That's what the after this SI, that's what everything's going to start fixing though, because now there's different regions. There's so many more regions that are going to happen, and now with all the new formatting that's going to happen, it's going to be way more fair now. Which is why you saw a big upraise and like a big standing ovation from like Pro League players. They're like, oh, this format's actually pretty sick. And now we have what's the company called Blast, right? I think Blast is taking it over. Yes,
Blast is taking over now, right? Yeah, and everybody's excited for that one. So I think this new format after SI is going to be pretty good actually, and I'm excited. And now after SI, we're only gonna have two majors and 1 SI now, because now players are not gonna get breaks in between stages.
Oh, okay.
Rather than So, don't get me wrong. Yeah, sure, it's shitty the way it's happening now in SI, but future on, I think it's gonna be very, very, very good. Like, no doubt. I think the only people that are gonna complain are probably gonna be the ones who don't make it, but that's your fault.
That's
for not
pretty
being
standard.
Good. Sorry. Yeah.
I know you said you weren't like crazy familiar with Pro League Rockkaebi, but is there like any specific like players or anything you're hoping to see do well, or anybody you know of up there?
I mean, I definitely know Canadian's pretty up there. I've seen him live, and that was pretty cool to actually see him in person and win the major. So if he makes it back to SI, then I get to see him again.
Yeah,
in
fair
person.
enough.
That's only the really like the prominent player that I know of, I guess. I know Doki. I know there's a few names that I'm familiar with, but otherwise,
Hmm.
I'm there to watch the games. I'm there to see, how it plays out. So
Fair enough. Nope,
Yeah.
100%.
I think it'll be a good one. SI is always a banger. Like no matter like again, I don't have a team specifically to vote for, so I'm just gonna be yelling. Period.
yeah.
You're gonna be yelling period. Are we just gonna like be in the like
Period.
yeah, just period.
Period. Oh my god, he's yelling period. Like they focus the
Kick him
camera on
out.
me. Kick him out. Get him out of here. Yeah, but I'm excited though. Again, this is our first SI with the audience since 2020, so 3 years in the
Yeah.
making. So I think a lot of energy will be put out there. A lot of
For
energy.
sure, for sure.
And I won't lie. If somehow SSG makes it to the finals, the stars in the sky coming out again. I would like to
Oh
relive
my
that. I
god.
would like to relive that. I would love to relive
That
memory.
was
That was
one
of the best like moments of my life. It was so great.
Do you know about that, Rockkaebi?
I'm actually not familiar with it.
So, do you want me to? Okay.
Yeah, you can go.
So, this was the grand final of SI 2020. Of course, SSG made it through on the upper bracket. NIP made it through on the lower bracket. So, because of that, it is a best of 5, but SSG gets the first map. Just automatically, they win the first map. So, there's only 4 maps played. They want to make it like a good reward for making it through without dropping a game. Dropping a game. So then SSG's given the first map. NIP wins the next 2 maps and makes it to like near match point on the 3rd map. NIP looks like they're gonna win this from like the bottom bracket. I think they were like 2 rounds away. So SSG takes a timeout, and like a lot of people are chanting for SSG, obviously, right? I mean, it's a Canadian place. You have like a Canadian / American team, right? Yeah, it's an NA region, so they're the fan favorites for obvious reasons. They have the bigger name, whatever. So people are really really like, oh my god, NAP's gonna take this. So then you hear the SSG chants start coming out on this timeout. Gets louder and louder, and then all of a sudden you start seeing these like phone flashlights flick on like all throughout the crowd, and they're like
What?
stars in the sky for like
Oh
SS
my
Space
gosh.
Station.
And the way it started was because Frisky just explained it. So there was somebody named Chris who was trying to get another person's attention with their flashlight.
Oh my
But
god,
then
that's even better.
And everybody went with it though. Because
That's
they thought-
even
they thought
better.
that's what-
Wow.
they thought that's what the person was trying to do the whole time, was like stars in the sky. No, he was literally just trying to get somebody's attention.
That's even
And
better.
just ended up, everybody just started doing it, and it was such an experience with that, and just how loud the actual crowd was. You actually had to be there to understand that chant that we were doing was so loud, but it was so great because it was such a good rhythm with us going SSG and then them going Vamos Ninjas SSG. It was just, it's
Heard
such
about
an
that.
experience. It's such an experience.
Oh man.
And yeah, it's when you're there, and hopefully we get a good like finals game, and it's like another map 5, because I think these past, I didn't pay attention to the Sweden major, but I'm pretty sure Charlotte, Berlin were both map 5 are both map 5s. I'm pretty sure.
If I remember correctly.
I think
Yeah,
you're
so
correct.
if this one goes to a map 5, beautiful. Would love it. You want to get your money's worth, honestly.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So being at a map 5, I would love it. I would love it. But yeah, 2020 was probably one of the best experiences I could possibly ask for.
I agree.
Anything else you guys want?
Well, let's hope SI 2021 beats it.
I think it might.
Or not 2020. I'm sorry, 2020.
Fair enough.
I was like, wait, what year am I in right now?
I went back in time. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Anything else you guys want to touch on?
I think that's it for me.
Anything you want to talk about?
I can't really think of anything else.
If anybody has like any questions in any chats too, we can take like a quick couple minutes here to just answer them. We can wait a couple minutes to see if
for
anything
sure.
comes through. If anybody has any questions.
My chat's still on the Operation Health. They're wanting something. They're wanting Operation Health that actually works.
Okay,
Fair enough.
that's a different question though. Like Operation Health that works now, sure. Like I think we'd all love that, but like just thinking about how the first one went, I don't think the second one would do any justice either. Considering the fact there's already so much to fix within this season, I don't think
there is.
Health would do any justice. And then on top of that, like kind of like what Nocturra said, you're gonna lose a lot of your fan base considering that you don't have any content coming from a Health 2.0.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be really worried that if they took for example, when they did the first Operation Health, at the bare minimum, they took the 2 ops that were supposed to be them and we got them later in the year. I think if we get an Operation Health at some point in like one of these years, we get 3 ops that year. I don't think that gets shifted. I given how the content train has been going, that probably happens, and that's bad.
Yeah. I don't think anybody else had any questions in my chat, so I'm good there.
Comment in my chat. This is my first SI. Is there food available in the venue, or do people eat for lunch? I know that it's going to be in a hockey venue, so there are going to be vendors there, or like a little like food court or whatever. So
the poutine is trash there.
Jay doesn't like it.
Oh my god, yeah, I know. I've already heard from Nick about Jay's opinion on poutine, just because he had the venue poutine. So we're
soggy fries and gravy, like it doesn't sound good at all.
You're still being dragged to Poutineville.
Honestly, Montreal is known for poutine. The worst poutine I've had is in Montreal. Now, I probably didn't go to like a
See?
I didn't go to probably like actually. Ironically, when I went to dinner with Badger, the best food I had in Montreal was quesadillas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, weirdly
the best
enough.
Food I had.
I can make that.
There was like a breakfast place, and it was just. I remember specifically what the meal was called. I don't remember what the place was called though. The meal was called 3-meat skillet, and that shit was fucking slapping my mind. I swear, every morning I went to that breakfast place to go get it. It was amazing. I loved it. It was like 3 meat. It was like, what was it, like bacon, ham, and then some other kind of fucking meat in it with eggs and a whole bunch of crap scrambled with each other. I don't know. Either way, it was really good. But poutine, in my opinion, is mid.
I never had it, so we will see how it goes. I don't have an opinion yet, but I will share my opinion when I actually try it.
And everybody keeps telling me just get them crispy. Then it's not how it works. You have to eat it like in a fast pace, and I'm not gonna eat down some fries with gravy. It's not how it works.
It's pretty hard to do, but yeah, like for that person's specific question. There is like vendors there. There's no particular spot to like eat. There's a couple places, but they're, considering the amount of people that are there, there's no like particular place to sit down. But yeah, I think there's like 2 or 3 like scattered around, and they all serve I think the same things.
Yeah, I mean you can sit down in certain areas because if I remember last time there was like 2 or 3 like random locations where there was just like a lounge or there was like couches. So you can sit down.
There are some. But if you like go at like lunch, like at like 12 or 1, you're not finding a place to sit down.
Oh no, you're not gonna sit down anywhere. You're standing and eating, or you can go back inside the arena and sit down.
Go back into the arena and eat and watch the game.
You can eat in the arena, yes.
And they do serve alcohol there too, if anybody's curious.
Yes, drinking age is 18 in Montreal, so you might not be able to drink in the States. I do believe Montreal you'll be able to.
Yeah.
Gosh. Usually like in the major, like the legal age is 21. So we were not letting people that were 18 drink. So
so this one you're allowed to.
Yes.
As long as you're 18, you're Gucci to do that. So, I'll be blitzed off my ass.
I will not be responsible for any of those who decide to partake on. So.
There's so many people that ask me, "Oh, we gotta get a drink together." I'm like, "Yo, you're like the 50th person that said that. I'll be dead by the second day."
Fair enough.
You all know how I do it, so I wake up first thing in the morning to get at the event. So,
comment from my chat: Jay eats his cereal dry. Confirmed.
That's cap. If you know me, I love my milk.
He needs some milk. He always does.
Anybody who knows me knows I got some kind of milk in my back pocket. That's facts.
Oh God.
Oh my God. That's I can't imagine.
We're gonna get Jay some bagged milk.
See, look, Frisky, Nick knows it that I know I have my own gallon everywhere I go. So I'm not gonna rob anybody else's milk. I swear I'll down anybody else's milk. Don't bring it around me. Anyhow, I'm not that much of a psychopath. I'm not eating cereal without milk. That's crazy.
Fair enough. But you can also eat cereal quick, so it doesn't like affect it as much. Because cereal, right? You have like half the amount you have like in a poutine. But anyway, any other questions?
Not in my chat.
Alrighty. Well, I think that is probably where we will call it then. I think we touched on everything we want to touch on today. Just for reference, is there anything you want to plug there, Rockkaebi, since you are the special guest?
What do you mean?
Like
Like your
Twitch.
socials, anything?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm Rockkaebi Days on literally everything except for Twitch. On Twitch, I'm Rockkaebi. If you're watching my stream, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And taking the time to watch this with us and just discuss everything. I'm on TikTok. I might start doing Twitch again tomorrow. Seeing how the servers go and whatnot. Maybe play some other games a little bit, and we'll see. And there's Nick in the background. He said, "I love you, Jay."
Love you too, Nick. Much love to you. Can't wait to see you, fam.
But yeah, again, thank you for being here, and to Jay's and Nocturra's chats. Hi, I'm Rockkaebi. Again, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Nice. It's been a pleasure having you on episode 3 of Cos-Cast. Much love to
Thank
you,
you.
and I can't wait to see you at SI. Honestly, it's been a while.
Too.
When's the last time we saw? I think the last time we saw each other was Charlotte. No?
Yeah, Charlotte. Yeah, because you went
Jesus,
with
it's been too
you
long.
saw us at the Cabin Con too. Because you went with the little went to Cabin Con with us. Didn't you go to? We also have the lake too. If you want to go there
Yeah,
at some point.
I'm in that chat. So yeah, I think I'll most likely be going there.
Cool. Awesome.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, we'll see you. We'll see you at SI, and we'll see you in our little mini events too.
Yes.
Perfect.
Been a pleasure.
Alrighty.
Sure.
And
All right,
anybody that's watching the YouTube video after, all the links of everybody's social will be put in the description below. Feel free to check them out. I highly recommend it. We have some very talented cosplayers on the stream today. Perfect.
All right. Yep. Perfect. All right. Everybody have a wonderful day/night. We'll all catch you soon. Hopefully, we'll see you in another episode of Cos-Cast. Have a wonderful time, everybody, and bye-bye. Peace.